He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles into the ground. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
Well, it just seems like everything is working for the offense on this drive. Another nice game, this time on the ground.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
We wouldn't have been the only All-American in this move game if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing goal. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
They're setting the tone on this opening drive. 10th play coming here on 3rd and short. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. They're setting the tone on this opening drive. 10th play coming here on 3rd and short. Quickly complete. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Crimson Tide snaps it from the red zone. Wide receiver shows motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Alabama quickly back to the line. Quick pass on the fly motion. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can't pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Looking to pass. It's Milroe. Scrambling away. Fires to the end zone. And he intercepts it.
And how about that play by the defense here early in this game, opening drive, facing one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football, and they're able to get an interception. That is going to be massive for their confidence in this game.
Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Give to the running back. Rumbles ahead for a pickup of 5 to the 29. Ball spotted at the 29. Here they come on 3rd and short. They'll try to power their way ahead. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
Hard to imagine this is only their first drive of the game, but their defense was on the field for virtually an entire quarter. So, guys, there's a lot of pressure on this offense here to convert this 3rd down so their defense can stay on the sideline and get their win back.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. This Texas A&M offense is wasting no time. They're getting this guy lathered up, and they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Running back searching for a hole. At the 35, he's loose. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll give it to the back. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Here's the handoff. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He'll come out throwing on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Moss. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp. And the Aggies want to crank the tempo. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. On the run, it's Daniels. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain. It's 4th down and 6, and they'll try to convert. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He caught it. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
You know, offensively in that situation, 4th down, you're throwing for it. Everything has to go right, or someone just needs to be able to make a play to keep the drive alive. They couldn't get it done, and now the offense is coming off the field.
And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
Now, that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Looking to throw, it's Milroe. Trying to get to him. Buys a little time. He's loose at the 15. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, to get down and don't take a big hit.
At the 40, there he goes. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. After a good pickup on the run, it's 2nd down. From the gun, running back on the move. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. That linebacker saw the express lane right to the ball carrier.
And a great job by the defensive line, getting some push, making them use their resources on him. Linebacker comes free, getting them making the backfield for a tackle for a loss.
He wants to take the top off. And he'll pull it in inside the 20. Touchdown, Alabama! And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. That was just as simple as playing catch in warm-ups.
And this offense felt like they could take advantage of this defense down the field throwing the football. They've got a lot of speed on the perimeter. I feel like they've got some matchups they feel they should be winning one-on-one. I saw a great example of it right there.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. He stopped at the 23, a couple yards short of where he would have been with a touchback. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2. Texas A&M going quickly. The give to the tailback. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. Looking for a man, it's Wegman. Quickly out to the tight end. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line. They saw that blitz coming, and the way to get out of it is find the tight end.
Yeah, how quick did he see that, too? Sees the blitz, understands this is a matchup where I got my big tight end, the big fella I trust. I'm going to find that matchup, get him the football for the first down.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. This offense has a second down play. Looking for space, it's Moss. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. They're going to go right back to him on first down. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
Looks as if Texas A&M will have enough for the first down.
Well, it's a nice run there. Keep the drive going, get the first down. I'll tell you guys, I'm impressed so far by this offense and their ability to run it early.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. Offense in the hurry-up. Trying to impose their will with the run. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The give from the gun. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. An easy call to go for it, and easier after you make it.
Yeah, we've seen it from this offense, too, throughout the season. In these types of situations, they just believe that they can make the play and they can get the push up front, and that's exactly what happened.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Aggies.
And I love that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic, they got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you play a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
Quarterbacks are, there's so many adjectives to describe them: calm, cool, collected, accurate, so on and so on. But a lot of times it's just smart, understanding the situation, the down and distance, and knowing where that first down marker is.
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
Gonna take a shot. Makes the grab, gets the foot down, just precision execution on that big play.
Well, it didn't take long for this guy to leave his impact in the game, guys. With that catch, this guy's already over 100 yards in the game, and we're not even done the first half.
So it's first down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive, put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. The returner's going to try to see what he can get. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. So the first half has come to a close. We'll take a break and head over to the halftime show. Ready to start the second half, Alabama will kick it off. Oh, he's going to go for the return. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Low-scoring first half, but now an opportunity to get things off on the right foot here in the third quarter.
Well, and the good thing is you had time to go in the locker room. You had time to discuss what they're doing, what our plan of action is now moving forward, Palmer. They might have caught them off guard a little bit. They know they should have made some adjustments.
Yeah, you had a chance to regroup and go back and think about, okay, where do we think we have our best chance of success in this game? Which side of the offensive line can we run to? Which guy can we throw to hopefully now have a much better second half?
Now facing a third and long. They'll go to the ground. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. Texas A&M going up tempo. Trying to show their strength with the run on fourth down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
That's a gutsy call, and I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He'll try the left side. They make the stop to the 19 after a pickup of 5.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
Moves away as he feels pressure.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a first down? Just really hard to stop from a defensive perspective.
Fast motion from the offense. Touch pass on the right. Touchdown tie! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them. A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position. Obviously, when the offense starts in such a good spot, puts the defense in a bad position, and the offense takes advantage.
Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2 as they extend the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. He's going to bring it out from deep. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you...
Nothing but green ahead. And he goes out of bounds, but finally this passing game gets something going here as they try to rally.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
And a quick completion, an even quicker loss. The defense was right there to knock him down.
Quarterback just trying to spit it out to his running back in the flat there, but the defender all over him as soon as he caught that.
Hit the afterburners, kid. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. A&M comes back out with another first down. He'll just keep slinging it. Throws for the tight end. He caught it. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
And we're seeing a bit of the bend-don't-break attitude by the defense now. Obviously, they've given up some plays to allow the offense to get down in the situation. But with their backs against the wall, this is the best we've seen this defense play. They are having none of this running game down on the goal line.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Quick strike complete. And they're able to get him on the ground. Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing to score, they'll go for it on fourth down. Looking to throw, it's Wegman. Got it! They will score! Touchdown, Texas A&M! Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. But then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
They're going to go ahead and go for 2 here and try to make it a field goal game. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they draw a little closer. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's looking to throw. He'll pull it down. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
Didn't get much on first down. It's second and 9. Little touch pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that and start flying down.
He'll take the deep shot. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. Finally sending out a punter in this one. Got to make sure they earn their letter. And the punt hits ground at the... the shadow of the goalpost. It'll come out to the 20. First down here for the offense. Give to the back. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Back to pass, it's Wegman. Finds his tight end. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41.
Hey, listen, explosive plays comes in all different shapes and sizes. That time, they attack the outside to the left on the ground, and that is a momentum-shifting play.
They know they have a huge advantage there. I expect them to go right back to it.
And what do you do now if you're on defense? You got to be expecting that they're going to try and attack that side of the field, maybe in the same way, maybe on this next play right here.
Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Here's the give off the left side. Noses ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
They think they can impose their will here with the run to the right. Dropped after a pickup of 3 down to the 26. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. Quarterback checking off. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Makes a grab enough for the first. Touchdown, Aggie. And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
Man, how about this quarterback right away seeing, I got to get rid of the football. There's a lot of guys near the line of scrimmage. He spits it out, and I let my receiver do the rest. Let my playmaker make me look really good, really nice pitch and catch, and guess what? You got the lead now in the 4th quarter.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Wide out in motion. With jet sweep pass. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. Dropping back, it's Milroe. They're bringing heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
After that incompletion, 4th and long now on your own side of the field, you're trailing in the 4th quarter. What's your go-to play call here in the passing game? Where's the matchup that you trust in to come up with a big one to give yourself a chance to stay alive and win this game?
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
Great job by the defense there. They were not caught off guard in that situation on the field. This offense might decide to go for it on 4th down. They're going to make the play. Their offense now takes over, and if I'm the play caller here, I am taking a shot. In a sudden change situation, let me see if I can throw one deep and make this team pay for not getting that 4th down.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The give as they work on that clock. And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Deep shot for the end zone. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. It's 4th down now, and this likely the final snap before the 2-minute warning. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. He's got it. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down. And the Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. Movement here from the tight end. Leaves it with the back. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big 1st down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football, create balance, and right here just choose up another 1st down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. Right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
They're going to test the right side with this one. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. To the ground to try to pick up the 1st. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters, and this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps, they've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case.
Texas A&M Aggies, the Corps Cadets, the world-famous 12th man, Lady Reveille, an early indication, a whole throng of Aggies ready to make some noise. Today, a ranked versus ranked matchup as a couple of top 25 teams get set to go jaw-to-jaw. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Texas A&M Aggies. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Texas A&M about to boot it away to start this game. And he'll just take a knee in this drive. Looking downfield, it's Milroe. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
And that is your job. The O-line has to protect the quarterback. That's the most important position on the field. You got to make sure you keep him upright. You got to do a better job.
He'll pull it on the read. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
I think a lot of quarterbacks like those defenses that will be passive and let it slowly develop. Nah, this defense, you could tell, they were aggressive and attacking, and it really paid off.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, passing forward.
The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. Having to kick it away after a 3-and-out's not what they had in mind. Wants to return it. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the ground with the back. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone.
And the ball is intercepted. He can be dangerous with the ball in his hands, but no room to return that pick, and they'll go on offense from the 21. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense.
Fires into traffic, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
You know, I like the decision by the quarterback in terms of where he was going with the ball. Just don't like the accuracy. There was not good location on the throw. Got away from him a little bit, and the defense able to come up with a big pick.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down. Texas A&M going quickly. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. To throw, it's Wegman. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. On target over the middle. And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the 1st down.
The aerial assault continues. Grab near the marker. It's Campbell. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. They want to run it left here. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here comes the hurry up. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. He makes a grab. Touchdown, Aggies! And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't keep playing like that.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
To the air, it's Milroe. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Makes the grab on the left side. The expressway is wide open. He is down at the 1. A terrific run after the throw and catch.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get...
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And we're all square as he set to kick it away. He's going to try his luck from the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, Dave. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15. The Aggies in the hurry-up. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On third down, he drops to throw. Finds the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come up.
The give to the back. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Out of the gun, the inside give. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Leaves it with the running back. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. Nothing the Aggies love more than saying howdy with a strong running game.
Yeah, how do you like that first down? How do you like that ground game? Like, that's what they've got to be built on. They got to have that toughness. When the Aggies have that toughness is when you see that their best teams are competing at a high level.
Able to pick up a couple down to the 27. Ball's at the 27. It's third and short. Can they avoid making that fourth down decision? They get him on the ground, but that'll be enough to give Texas A&M a first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9. The defense uses their second timeout in the half as they try to get their act together. Texas A&M will line up with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He'll pick up 3 before he's downed at the 6. 2nd second and goal for this offense. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. They've held the ball for... Relentless drive, but what a win for the defense if they could force a field goal. After this long of a drive, you have to cap it off with a touchdown, and here comes third and goal. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Wants to throw for it on third and goal. Quarterback now breaking the field. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Gonna run it. It's Haynes. At the 15, he's loose. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
All right, well, look, I know the defense was feeling real good about their run D coming into this one and how they've been playing up to this point, but finally, David, the offense breaks through and they finally generate something positive on the ground.
And I can't tell you how easy it is. When you're going to throw the ball consistently, and I know it, I'm going to pin my ears back, and I'm going to get to the quarterback. It makes life really easy on a defensive line. But when you can have balance, now the defense doesn't know what's coming. They need more of this if they're going to be successful on offense.
To the ground. He's got it again. Turns it on in midfield. And he's running in the open. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Bama!
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
And he puts through the extra point. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fielded in the end zone. It's Campbell. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David. Sent it downfield. It's complete. A huge pickup. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. Plays like that, he's fitting in with the Aggie legends, Christian Kirk and Mike Evans.
And that's when you've seen them just high-flying, fun, tempo, making plays down the field. Having those go-to guys, those A&M offenses are always fun to watch.
And the Aggies will hustle to the line. Right back to the well. Got enough space. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Aggies.
We know football gets harder when you start to get in the red zone and the field shrinks. Who needs that? Break the long touchdown run. Nice job by the back. Seeing the hole, exploding through, getting a long touchdown.
After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Tide offense rolls onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create some. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. They'll line up for a second down play. Wants to throw. It's Milroe. Pressure coming. And he can't escape,
you're seeing the pass rush on the second play of the drive. They dial it up. Look at the speed and athleticism this defense has as they corral the quarterback for a loss.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. He's looking downfield to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on third down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is third down conversion percentage. If you're a great third down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill third down so much in practice.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
This defense will try to force a fourth down on third and short from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it behind the line. It's Miller. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's fourth down. Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The offense with a major gamble here, going for it inside their own 40. On fourth down, going to the air. Shoots it to the left. He's got him, and they convert. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
The give on the inside, and they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Quarterback on the keeper. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decision.
He felt the heat trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or two. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. He'll swing that big leg for 3 from 44 yards out. It is good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll bring it out. It's Campbell. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. To the air. It's Wegman. Fires to the wideout. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Texas A&M going up tempo. He's back to throw on 2nd down. He'll try to do it himself. At the 35, he's got room. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Throws toward the end zone. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Alabama 17.
Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half.
Number 14, Celtic.
take a chance. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job of pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Hand off from the shotgun. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking for a gap. It's Owens. They finally get him on the ground with a big running play, moves the chains for the first down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. A&M comes back out with another first down. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. They'll leave it with him. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got it in the middle. It's Campbell. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And he made the extra point without problem. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he's going to run it back. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes that Alabama offense. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games.
And a sack all the way back at the 5.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright. And you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
Dropping back, it's Milroe. Pocket starts to collapse. Can't get him to the ground. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Well, that's just an amazing individual effort, trying to get back as much yardage as possible to set up a third and manageable situation, right? Nice job in the open field, understanding the situation. You obviously cannot take a sack at this juncture on the drive, so do what you can do to put your offense in a good position here on third down.
And the ball squirted out. Now look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it.
Woo. Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
This offense is feeling itself right now, and momentum's coming along with them. Got room at the 35. Off he goes. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
On the ground, it's Haynes. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Milroe. Forced out of the pocket. The throw. He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted. Didn't get a ton on the return, but they got it inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Well, he was rolling to his right, and because of that, I don't know if it affected the timing between him and his wide receiver. They just weren't on the same page on that one as the defense comes away with the INT.
Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Texas A&M going quickly. The give to the back. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 28. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. On 3rd and short, just trying to get enough for the first down. The Aggies are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go, hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
Got his man quickly. Makes the catch and knocked down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On the move, it's Daniels. At the 45, on his way. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. Texas A&M ready to go with another first down.
And it's just got to be nice to have a running back that can make big-time plays with his feet. First down, second down, third down right here. His opportunity, he gets the football, makes a huge gain. He makes this offense go, and it makes it so easy to be a play caller.
They'll try the run. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the 3rd quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Texas A&M 21, Alabama 17.
Trying to pick up a first down. To the air, it's Wegman. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
Well, this guy's been a go-to guy for this offense all game long. We've seen that, and here on a critical 3rd down late in the game with the lead, guess who shows up with another big one? That guy.
Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Power football with the run. Pulled down after a pickup of 6, but he gets it inside the red zone. It's down at the 15. 6-yard pickup on first down. Leaves him with 2nd and 4. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Aggie.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Oh, he's going to take a chance and bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Unloads it downfield. And as It slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Yeah, I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
Fires left. A strike downfield. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Quarterback empties his backfield. He's going to pass. They're trying to get to it. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him, and sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying.
He'll take a deep shot here. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
This defense is heating up. They got an interception in the last possession. You can tell breaking on the football really, really well. Seeing where the quarterback's throwing it, going to try to get it. Got another hand on it. Almost had another interception.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
I think this quarterback now at this point is looking over the sideline saying, hey, can we just not throw it anymore? I mean, my guys, they can't block for him. I've got no chance back here. We need to just run the ball from this point out.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
Yeah, and you needed points. You wanted points badly. But listen, the offense, you know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to get in their 4-minute offense. Now, I got to start preserving that clock, using my timeouts, try to get a stop, and get this ball back to my offense.
Trying to run it in the red zone. He's got 4, and he's down at the 12. The give, and tick, 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 tick. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. Texas A&M going up-tempo. Trying to barge their way in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Aggie! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive.
He's looking deep. And it's picked off for the third time today. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost done.
To the air, it's Wegman. Now adjusting. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Ball still on the 34 after the incompletion. Let's see if they throw it again on 2nd and 10. Quarterback will audible. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him, weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
Another incompletion on third down. It's fourth down now, and this likely the final snap before the 2-minute warning. And it's swatted away. It's a turnover on downs.
This is so a Jesse Palmer move. Exactly what he would do. Continue to put the foot on the accelerator, try to rub it in. Can't win by enough. Got to look good in the polls. This is your kind of offense, Palmer.
With the catch, it's Law. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Let's see what they've got on second down. He's looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
He'll try it again. They'll give him a couple. That leaves him with 3rd and 8. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Give to the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And the defense was locked in. You could tell they saw it. They reacted right away. Got the running back on the ground immediately.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. Well, the field goal didn't quite make it through, but still an 18-point game. First down for this offense. Looking to move it through the air. That's reeled in. It's Law. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Trying to find his man on first down. It's caught downfield. Touchdown, Alabama! And once he got loose, it was all over.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make.
He's looking, pressure's coming in, the pressure gets there, and down he goes, and they won't be able to cut into this lead. They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
He finds his man. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Texas A&M going quickly. To the air on first down. Gets it out quickly. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Makes the catch. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4. They go to the ground. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. If they can pay off this 3rd and goal with a touchdown, it might be getting a little tough. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Aggies.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
And the extra point is good. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. wants a big play here late. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game.
A lot of times you see those receivers, as soon as they get by the DBs, you know, that hand goes straight up in the air. I got him. I got to step on him. He got to step on him. And the ball was thrown perfectly out in front. And you could see he runs underneath it, gets it, and gets the long touchdown on the go route.
Back to throw. It's Milroe. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead.
And makes the score. Texas A&M 42, Alabama 31.
When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work. Through throwing the football, in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David, this was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space, make those big plays. So that's why offenses are ahead of defenses in this game. It was no different.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.